All right, so we gonna start this. So today I wanted to talk about how to let go of friendships and people no longer serving you. I wanted to talk about this because it has been letting go of friendships that are no longer serving me and no longer for me has played such a like pivotal part of my journey, and um it led to so many like awakenings for me, like different discoveries for me, and it was kind of like one of the main catalysts in my life that led me into my solitude, which also led me into um, becoming more self aware and growing and becoming more of me, becoming more me and becoming closer to my higher potential. Oh my God. I also wanted to talk about this topic because I feel like it's more common than not that and a lot of people who have close friendships or best friends or whatever it is, whatever the title is, a lot of people fall out, and it's just like a natural part of life. And it can be really tough. It could be a really tough thing to go through, especially if you've been really close with this person or people. It could be several people. In my case, I have had to let go. Not a, in my case, I have had to let go of people, like a lot of people, most of the people that I was friends with, um, that were basically like, it feels like from a past life, um, even though it was in this life, but you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I feel like I already like forgot what the fuck I was talking about. In my case, I've had to let go of a lot of close friendships. Um, and it was really hard for me, like especially at the beginning. It can feel very lonely and very like not right. You question everything, you question what the other person did, you question what you did, and just it kind of makes you feel like a little crazy. Like, was I in the right, was I in the wrong? Like, I questioned a lot of that, and I doubted myself, and I just, kind of reminiscing and looking back at the friendship, like you start to kind of replay a lot of moments, and like kind of like, at least for me, I'm a very practical analytical mind, so like I analyze a lot of the things in the friendships and little things that led to like the point of me wanting to end the friendship, or sensing that it was no longer serving me or no longer um benefiting me, or also just no longer feeling like a fucking friendship, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And I jotted down a few points on my journal that I wanted to talk about. um but yeah, let's just hop right into it. So the first thing is, what or why are you questioning the friendship? This question already hints to something not being right. Um, this is like what kind of happened to me. It was more of a feeling than anything mental. Like, I feel like for me personally, a lot of my intuition is just based on feeling, and it just the friendships that I have let go, they just no longer felt right. Like when you hang out for example, like when you hang out with the person, how do you feel? Those are good like hints as to whether the friendship needs work or is just no longer meant to be a friendship. Like, if this is this person always making you feel down? Is this person like after you hang out with this person, do you feel recharged? Do you feel energized? Do you feel better? Or do you feel like your energy has been depleted? Or do you feel like, you know, in a lower mood than what you started with? Um, so I feel like a lot of the cases for me have been, or not a lot of the cases, the case for me with a lot of my past friendships have been that I just no longer felt like the person was pouring into my cup, if you know what I mean. Like, I know, like, hanging out with, you know, the person or these people, like, just felt more draining than fulfilling, and like fun and like happy and like light. Like I feel like you should never think too much of a friendship, you know what I mean? Like if you're overthinking circumstances, situations, and you're overthinking like hanging out with this person or kind of dreading hanging out with this person, I feel like those are good um hints to, you know, something that's not quite right, something that needs to change, something that there needs to be a change. There needs to be something's just not right. And that was kind of like the case for me. A lot of these people that I have let go, they just it no longer felt right. It felt like I was just pouring too much into the other person and that wasn't being reciprocated. And it was really draining. And it's not fun. It's not really an easy thing also to like accept, because especially for me, a lot of the people that I have let go I have known, since high school. I have like known for years, and like I worked hard to build up these friendships. But like again, you are always receiving hints as to whether a person, a relationship, whatever it might be. A lot of these things could also apply to relationships, whatever form of relationship you have in your life. um you always receive the hints before, you know like the big catalyst, the big like no, or like the big sign. Like you're always receiving hints, like little red flags, like little things that aren't quite right. So feelings are where it's at for me. Like feeling, like pointing at the feelings. And when you hang out with this person and you continue to feel kind of like low energy or drained or depleted, like those are huge signals that something isn't right. There needs to be a change. Either you talk to this person, you try to figure it out, and if that doesn't work, then obviously you might have to try cutting this person out of your life or letting them go. It doesn't always have to be something toxic. Things can definitely end toxic, but it doesn't always have to end in a bad way. Like for me, looking back, definitely some of the situations with some of the people I cut out of my life, a lot of it could have been ended better and not such in a toxic manner if I just had like better communication, and there was just more clarity and less misunderstanding, and it wouldn't have ended so bad. But other times, like the friendships that I have ended, or the relationships that I have ended that were more peaceful and cordial, have been when I actually used better communication and I was very clear on my standpoint and like cleared on the reasons why this is like, no longer for me, or this isn't gonna continue to work out, or it's no longer working for me. So yeah, that's like kind of one of the main things to look at, on when you're questioning a relationship or questioning a friendship. Oh my God, excuse me. Excuse me again. But yeah, that's like one of the main things to look at when you're like at like taking a deep look into your friendships and the people in your life. Like, like why are you questioning the friendship in the first place? Like there's layers to everything. So it's kind of like um unfolding all those and looking at those separately. And like the number one thing to take from that is just to look at the feeling, I would say, because the answers lie in the feeling. It always lies in the feeling, just with anything in life. Like if you don't feel good about doing something, then maybe you shouldn't pursue that. Just like if you don't feel good about friendship, maybe you shouldn't continue to pursue that, because it's like it's taking energy from you, it's draining you, it's not serving you, you know, for your highest good or their highest good. Sometimes, you do have to take one for the team. Like you could be like, look, I know you're not really feeling this. I know I'm not really feeling this. We can meet in the middle somewhere, and, maybe one person has to take initiative and like cut that out and like, you know, be the one to change the situation and to like do it for both people. And that's okay. You know, it's not the goal is to not have malicious intent when cutting people out. But I feel like I've already overdrawn this point, so I'm just gonna move on to the next point that I wrote down. So I had written down, was the friendship over before it was over? Lots of times friendships already die out before even taking action. So this is again kind of like with what I already said, like you questioning the feeling, like every time you hang out with this person or these people, like do you feel good? Do you not feel good? Like it's kind of like again has the sometimes things kind of just dissolve. Oh my god, I thought somebody just hit somebody's car. Hold on. I keep getting distracted because there's like cars going by. But oh my god, what the hell was I saying? So was the friendship over before it was over? Again, like I was saying, a lot of times, like sometimes you don't even have to cut people out or like actually even take action. Like sometimes just the actions of both individuals and the way both parties, or if there's several parties behave, kind of like is already the action. Like if the friendship is already dead before it even, before even taking action and cutting these people out of your life, like sometimes you don't even have to do the have sometimes you don't even have to, not do the heavy work, but like sometimes you don't literally don't even have to take action or do anything, because sometimes again this could be in cases where people kind of just stop speaking, which is not always like a good way to go about things. Speaking from experience also, oh my god, sorry, there's a notification, let me take this off because it's going to be so distracting. But also speaking from experiences, um sometimes literally you don't even have to even bring anything up. Like it's kind of just like an elephant in the room kind of situation where both people or whoever, all the people realize that it's no longer working. Like they've already like, you know, them kind of like either avoiding each other or them kind of just like not, hitting each other up or, initiating things, or like friendships sometimes just die out naturally. Um and I use that very loosely because, it's not always healthy in a healthy manner, yes, where it's kind of just like, no malicious intent, no negative energy with it, and it just dies out naturally. Um, that has been the case a few times for me. Not a few times, maybe like one time for me where that just it kind of died out naturally and there was just like no bitterness from either side. It's just, it just with time, people get busy, people have their own lives, people just, don't reach out like they used to, and it, things just die out. That's another way to let go of friendships. Sometimes you don't even have to actually let go of friendships. So sometimes friendships just let themselves go naturally, and you know that kind of just they kind of solve themselves in that case. The next thing I noted was that everything happens for a reason and it has its season. People serve their purpose and then it's time to let them go. So this is like a main one. Like again, if you believe in like spiritual stuff and like soul contracts, this like you already know about this like kind of thing, like soul contracts and stuff. Like sometimes you literally, before you even come into this life, like you form these soul contracts with people that they're supposed to trigger you in certain ways, or they, you guys meet for a certain reason, and you know it's kind of like a play kind of just plays out, like a story just plays out the plot. um you guys meet, you guys spend for whatever amount of time together or are friends for however long, and when things are, universally or divinely led to like kind of just separate or like be let go, they just, they naturally happen, or they just either abruptly happen out of nowhere, but they happen. um Hold on, let me see what did I write down. I feel like oh my god, I feel like I'm going off on tangents here. I'm really trying not to. So hopefully this makes sense. But So yeah, I was talking about soul contracts and how everything serves a purpose. Like that saying that everything happens for a reason. Everything does happen for a reason. I should probably stop shaking this mic, and I keep doing it just now. Geez, like hold it still. But yeah, everything serves a purpose. So people, I truly believe, and from experience also, that people come into your life and for however long, and they exit your life when you've either outgrown the relationship or you have both served the purpose in each other's lives. And you know you no longer need them to be part of your journey, or who knows, things could also be temporarily, which you end a friendship, or you let go of somebody and they come back into your life later on, for however long or however many times it takes. Sorry, a notification. Oh my god. Yeah, people come into your life for however long, and those are just kind of like contracts and kind of just things that you form with them, and you just have to really just accept that because it was meant to happen. There's like really nothing that you can actually do about that, and that's okay. I feel like there's even beauty in that, like just accepting that, and like just kind of cherish the friendship for what it was, you know what I mean? Like cherish the person for the time that you had them, cherish the purpose that they served in your life. And I feel like those could be kind of like teaching moments. Those can be like teaching moments for you, like lessons. Like, what did you learn from the friendship with them, or what did you learn from having a relationship with this person in your life? And it's really just kind of like for your soul's evolution, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah, all that to say that people have their seasons, you know, life is constantly going to change. There is you know, no one, not a loved one, not a sibling, not a friend, no one, not a stranger can ever be, well, you can't really control that. No one has a permanent seat in your life, besides you. So just accepting that, and not to like be scared that, oh my God, you're going to lose this person. But it's just like, it's always like an idea, right? Like understanding, more of an understanding, like not nothing is permanent, everything is temporary. So like even after you die, you can't take these friendships with you. So it's like everything serves a purpose, everything is seasonal, and you just have to find the beauty in the moments you have with people, cherish the moments you have with people. And again, I feel like people have this idea that when you lose friendships, you lose people in your life, that it was because of something bad, or like there's always a fallout, or because they're terrible or you're terrible, or like all these negative things. Like losing friendships already has like a negative connotation to it. But it's just like, no, everything happens for a reason. And you know look at the good within the mess. Always look at the good, and cherish everything with everyone and anything. And this video is already a little bit long, and I just wanted to keep it short and like, you know, just helpful things that have helped me let go of people. The last thing I wanted to note, so I'm just gonna note one final thing. Letting go of friendships has made me realize that sometimes solitude is necessary for evolution. Um, it allows you to figure out what you want without external influence. And I also have down, I said solitude equals silence. And when you are silent, when you tune into that silence, that's when I believe that you can connect to your higher self. You can connect to that universal guidance, or whoever you believe in. You can get those insights, those kind of like downloads. Um, Solitude has played a huge role in my soul's like evolution, or just my evolution and my growth, and like the person that I'm becoming. I've In my solitude, I have gained a lot of wisdom. I have gained a lot of clarity. I have gained a lot of purpose. I have Oh my God, excuse me. My solitude has taught me so much. It has taught me that one, I don't have to be codependent on anyone. Two, that I can, two, that I can, oh my God, two, that I can do anything alone. People are just an added bonus to like the love and the joy and like just the fulfillment I already have within myself. And, you know, also I wanted to note that solitude is not part of everyone's journey. It's not for everyone. It's not something that everyone is meant to experience. But for those that are, you know, to find the beauty and to find the good within that solitude, and to also understand that solitude can be a good thing. Solitude, it's like that saying, um protect your peace. Solitude has, oh my God, solitude has definitely allowed me to protect my peace. Like that's kind of like the number one thing. It has allowed me to protect my peace 100%. um and I've just, I feel like like very vulnerable, or somewhat vulnerable, to outside influence, and I get very I mean, hence the reason why I like struggle with being in like large crowds and stuff. Like I'm very hypersensitive to people's energies, to people's influences. Not that I just give in to people, to social pressure, not in that sense, but like um I just, solitude, also being an introvert, has helps me kind of just get in tune with my own intuition, get in tune with myself. What is it that I want? So and so perceives this way, or they want this way, but how do you perceive things? How do you think? What do you feel? Like, what do you want? So solitude can play a huge role and a benefit to you in your own growth, in your own journey, and into your journey of becoming a better you. All these things are just part of your journey for you to become a better you at the end of the day. And yeah, those are kind of like the main things I wanted to know. So just a quick brief, like a quick wrap up, like, yeah, like, um, questioning why you're even questioning the friendships, like that's a big, hint as to whether a relationship or friendship is meant to be let go. Um, Also, like I said, is the friendship dead before it even dies out? Sometimes friendships already leave themselves out and close themselves out without you having to actually take action and do that. You know, they weed themselves out, or whatever, however you want to put it. And solitude and protecting your peace can be a good thing. It allows you to get in tune with yourself, connect with what you want. And yeah, you know, letting go of friendships. I don't know what people are going through out there, but try to have a better mindset with everything that happens in your life. Not everything is meant to be in your life for a long term, or, however long. Some people just go into your life for a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and then it's just like, that is what it is. What did you take from that friendship? What did you learn? You know, Everything is temporary, everything has its seasons. So it's kind of just like surrendering to that idea and to let go and let things be. It is what it is kind of mindset when it comes to how to let go with, to friendships and relationships no longer serving you. It's kind of just acceptance. Um, and acceptance leads to healing, leads to surrendering. But, you know, growth is all that matters. Growth, love, peace of mind. At the end of the day, all you really need is yourself. You could have nobody in your life, but you still have yourself. Um, there's this like spiritual YouTuber, whatever. I don't know if he wants to be called a guru that I watch, but he always says, "You are never alone. You are alone if you abandon yourself." I don't know if that's verbatim. I can't really fully remember it, but something along those lines. And that's so true. You are only alone. Oh my God, what is it today? But you are only alone if you abandon yourself, and that is so true. It's about, oh yeah, one final thing. It's also about quality, not quantity. You know, quality, not quantity. I cannot say this enough, but yeah, I just, that's all I wanted to really talk about today. I don't want to draw this out any longer, so I'm gonna cut this here because I've been sneezing and it's kind of hot in here. And yeah, thanks for listening. I wish all of you the best of luck in your friendships, your relationships, your life journey, everything.